The following is an exclusive presentation of Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports.
Ford, Worthy, McGuire, Jordan, Smith, some of the all-time great names that have made North Carolina one of the elite basketball programs in the entire nation. But the '98 Tar Heels are dominated by new faces like Carter, Jamison, and Guthridge. Today they place their #1 national ranking on the line as they face off with arch rival Virginia. Looking live at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where more than 21,000 have gathered to watch the top-ranked Tar Heels of North Carolina and the Cavaliers of Virginia. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brand along with Bucky Waters. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon. Now, these two clubs split in the regular season last year, but today, Bucky, Virginia's up against it.
Well, they really are. They came to North Carolina in December and played Duke when they were #1 and lost by 40 and change. They come to North Carolina in January. They play Virginia, and they're #1. It's not a good year for the Cavaliers.
Tell us what has to happen in this game. Take us through the keys.
Well, I think for the Virginia Cavaliers, no turnovers, especially at the top of the key. If they have them, they have to be deep so they can get back and cut off transition. And they must limit the Heels to one shot. The best part of the Tar Heels offense is the high wire act on the offensive board. For Carolina, they got to take away the top guns. They got to take away Nolan and Curtis, who are generating over 50% of the offense. And the jump start is critical. I mean, you look at the Carolina players, #1, undefeated. They're very confident, but they have to remember that Virginia is still tied for 3rd in this league and a dangerous team if they stick around. So they got to get on them, jump on them quick, and I think that will be the game plan for the Heels.
It's still the ACC.
You bet.
Virginia has never won at the Dean Dome. We'll have the starting lineups for you. Virginia, Carolina, coming up next.
The coming of age of the adolescent grizzly bear. A strange rite of passage where they cry out for their most primal, urgent need.
Heaven help us if they ever learn the Macarena.
Pepsi, Generation Next.
You know what I'm doing? I'm applying for a loan. This is Nations Bank. Well, not this, but, you know. See, Nations Bank gives you tons of ways to do your banking. You can actually get a loan over the phone. Hello. Transfer funds, too. Oh, could you hold on a second? Thank you. And they have branches all over. ATMs? Just about everywhere. I can even stop by Nations Bank on the net. Oh, I'd show you, but I'd have to get up. Hi, I'm back.
Let's start with the brewmaster for just a moment. The brewmaster is the chef, and that is the key brewmaster role, to understand the blending of his or her ingredients. Not only he or she tastes the beer every day, there's another person who tastes the beer every day, and that is me. The ability to have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients gives you Budweiser.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South. The truck stop of the New South.
Let's make it rough, make it tough, make it tight, make it right, make it full of surprise. It's Southern style. Make it Ram and Dakota by country mile.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Buick, by Nations Bank, by Pepsi, by Nationwide Insurance, by Bell South, and by Bud Light.
Virginia comes into the Dean Dome with a record of 8-6, 1-1 in the ACC. Carolina ranked number 1, 3-0, 16-0 overall. Take a look at the starting lineups for today's ball game. And first for the Virginia Cavaliers, it'll be Curtis Staples. We've talked a great deal about him. He gets Donald Hand along him. He's the freshman. Then comes Ducharme, Dersch, and Nolan as they continue to look for the starting five that'll work for Virginia. Ed Cota, Shammond Williams, Mokhtar Jai, Ademola Okulaja, and Vince Carter are the starters. Anton Jameson, of course, we will see early in the ball game. North Carolina 3-0, 16-0 overall, number 1 in the country, number 1 in the ACC right now. We'll be back with the opening tip right after this.
Welcome to Park Avenue, the ultimate urban environment. So quiet, it shuts out urban unpleasantness. So beautiful, it improves the neighborhood. Even the most elegant street in America, which, incidentally, seems to have been named after our car. Park Avenue by Buick, the power of understatement.
Here's the thing about that. Sometimes it's hard to know when it stops working for you and when you start working for it. Well, I found a way to make sure that doesn't happen. Nations Bank showed me how to take my credit cards, car loans, and using the equity in my home, combine them all into one loan with a lower interest rate. Smart, huh? I make one payment a month and it's less than I was paying before. And that definitely works for me.
How can Geico save you money on car insurance when you buy from us directly? We cut out the middleman. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. A typical car insurance agent is on the job during regular business hours. On the other hand, Geico insurance professionals are on the job 24 hours a day. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. I only
Norman Feeney, Pepsi drinker for life. Pepsi, Generation Next.
North Carolina has dominated this series between the two schools, and you can look at the trouble that Virginia has had here in the Dean Dome, or as we call the Doom Dome for them. 0-12 at the Smith Center, and you look at their shooting percentage and what Carolina has done. Virginia has scored less than 70 points in 6 of the last 7 games, shooting better than 42% just once. They need to shoot well today, Bucky.
Well, Virginia's had a problem over the recent history with their shooting, but they're actually shooting better this year, up around 46%. That's not been the major problem. The major problem has been turnovers. They've just killed themselves with turnovers, but in the last 2 games, they got it down to 12. That's respectable. The problem is they're having them between the keys, and it sets up transition. If you have your turnovers from the free throw line to the baseline, you have a chance to get back. And keeping Carolina in front of them is critical.
Still averaging almost 18 turnovers a game. This is Nolan, and Nolan and Staples have been the high scorers in every game. He takes it in the paint and misses from in close. Those are the shots that Virginia has to hit today. Carter. Rebound Staples. Staples was telling me in warm-ups, Bucky, that he's had an injured foot. He hurt it in overtime last week in the Wake Forest game. Really had a tough time with it Wednesday night, but said he feels better now. They got him a special shoe. This is Hand. Man-to-man defense now for Carolina.
Virginia clearly trying to establish Nolan early, and that's wise.
And that's Cota. Back outside to Jai. They'll set. This is Shammond Williams.
Watch Carolina pass the ball, look for each other. It's been a joy to watch him.
Here's Jai, takes it in the paint, good little jump hook, and gets the roll. Carolina on the board, 2-0.
I think the best way to play Carolina is to get a quick, good shot or to keep them on defense either the first 10 seconds or the last 10 seconds. But you just can't come down as Georgia Tech did coming in here and put up a lot of quick shots, because once they get transition going, they are murdered. Jeff Jones trying to figure out not only how to defend the nation's #1 team, but how to get some points. Getting Staples and Nolan off early.
Nolan having a tough time handling the ball today. Here's Dersh. He's got a nice soft touch.
Yeah, he does. He's been a bit of a disappointment offensively, averaging over 33 minutes a game, but his scoring hasn't reflected that. Staples, Nolan carrying it at all.
He came in as one of the most talked about recruits, Willie Dersh. And we're tied at 2. Okalaja gets troubled in the paint. Here's Cota along the baseline for the easy bank.
He's Ely and under control. Nolan had a chance to step in and put up a force, draw a charge. Elected to play Matador. Let him go.
Tar Heels by 2. And Donald Hand turns it over for the Cavaliers.
All right, watch Cota now. Coming right, Nolan comes from the weak side, but just elects. Look at the screen by Maktar Jai. Spreads out his arms, hairlips a couple of guys, and Cota says, gee, where's the defense? They're hanging on Maktar Jai's arms. That's where they are.
Antoine Jamison checks into the ball game for Jai. Here's Cota. Okalaja has a look beyond the arc. Oh, what a great tap in by Jamison.
Offensive rebounding. Virginia has to pack that lane, forget about transition until they limit the Tar Heels to 1 shot. Boy, is that easier said than done.
So Jamison checks in and he extends the lead to 4. Nolan, who's struggling, has his shot blocked. Cavaliers put themselves in a hole early. Here's Okalaja.
Well, nobody coming from the weak side. The dribble penetration by Carolina from the perimeter to the basket really not challenged. And normally Virginia makes you pay when you go down in there. That nasty hands-on-you defense.
Curtis Staples has yet to take a shot. Here's Nolan again. He banks it in. Nice reverse layup by Norman Nolan. It's a 2-point game.
The start extremely important for the Cavaliers, who can't be very confident.
Williams. 8-4 Tar Heels. This is Ducharme to Staples.
Remember now, he likes to go left off the dribble. Great standing shooter is Staples, but if he puts it on the floor, he prefers left, and that's where the screens usually come
Here
from.
he is left. Here's the shot. There's the 3.
Jamon Williams just 1 step too slow. That guy has got some quick gun.
Boy, Curtis has a great 3-point shot.
Yeah, and it's quick. You can't refer him to a committee if you're Gardner.
Okalaja pulls it back out front to Cota. 8-7 ball game. Cavaliers hanging around early.
The freshman hand on Cota. That's an interesting matchup. Does not favor Virginia.
Here's Carter with the spin move, and the foul will be called on Willie Dersh. That's his first team foul for Virginia. 15:21 to play first half. It's a 1-point game. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
ACC fans have always been big on Food Lion's extra low prices and fresh quality produce.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Not to mention our easy in and out store layouts.
Clean up on aisle 6 and 7.
Designed to let you do your grocery shopping and get on with the rest of your life. Boy, tournament time is going to be wild around here.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
The frozen tundra is where he brewed immortality. Who else but the freezer? Bud Bowl, 4th and inches, unleash the appliance of defiance. 32 fluid ounces of Beechwood Bravado. Out go the lights, as well as barrels of bottled up emotion. Is the freezer Bud Bowl's player of the decade? Vote wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South. The truck stop of the New South.
Let's make it rough, make it tough, make it tight, make it right, make it full of surprise. It's Southern style. Make it Ram and Dakota by a country mile.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
Virginia 3 of 5, 406 for North Carolina. You're watching this game on the Raycom Sports, Jefferson Pilot Sports ACC Network. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon. Number 1 ranked North Carolina. Here's a look at Bill Guthridge in his first year as head coach here at Carolina. 16-0 as head coach. Not bad.
I was kidding his staff coming out this morning. I said, I just heard a rumor Bill's going to give this up after 1 year, try to find something that's challenging. And the guy's breezing along here. North Carolina hasn't been 16-0 at this point in the season since 1957. And that year they went 32-0 and won it all away.
That's for 3 by Shammond Williams. His second bucket of the game, and it's 11-7 Tar Heels. You know, that 16-0 start by Guthridge is not the best run here at Carolina. Norman Shepherd won 26 straight back in 1924.
That was before my time, Tim. A lot before my time.
Carolina's had 4 different players hit a bucket already in this game. This is Hand. They'll be looking for Staples and Nolan. Here's Nolan. Not even close. Carolina brings it out under control. Tar Heels playing with so much confidence. I can't help but think back at this time last year. They were 0-3 in the conference. Here's Jai with a good pump fake, then has it knocked out of bounds and loses it out of bounds.
And more than that, Tim, they were almost 0-4. North Carolina State had like an 8-point lead with a minute and 32 seconds to go. They would have been 0-4 in the league. Somehow the Heels survived that one and went on to win the ACC Tournament Championship and become a Final Four team.
So Willie Durst with another turnover, but
yeah.
You're right, and we were here for that game. And remember how they celebrated? I hadn't seen celebration here at Carolina like that in a long time when they won, and of course that really turned their season around.
So far, Virginia on a not a good pace, but fortunately not getting it caught in transition. Again, those 12 turnovers they had last week afforded the opposition 18 points. And that tells you that those turnovers were shallow, close to midcourt between the circles, and led to breakaways. Virginia's defense, the half-court defense, is pretty darn good. They're holding opponents under 40%.
Shammond Williams will get a break here as Jai comes back into the ball game. That was the second personal foul on Willie Durst with 13:58 to play first half.
Well, Carter's tracking him defensively, and that's an afternoon's work for Durst. Carter, very, very, very good defense.
Shot clock really has not been a factor. Cota looks at it, now sets the offense in motion. Way out front is Okalaja. Inside to go to Jamison. He'll put the trigger, and he's fouled. Fouled by Hunter, and that'll be Hunter's first.
Chris Hunter on Antoine Jamison is a very interesting battle of athletic ability. However, Hunter I mean, he's only a sophomore and hasn't played that much. And while he's very skilled, he just can't handle Jamison.
Jamison makes the first one. He's now hit 79 of his 110 free throws this year, right around 72%.
Well, that's a big jump. He's really made improvement. After his first 2 years, he was shooting 57% from the floor and 57% from the foul line. He's really paid his dues to bring that foul line total up.
He has 4 points, National Player of the Year candidate. Averaging 21 points, 10 rebounds a game, and 72% at the line. Not bad.
He's a handful. He's only been in the league 2 years. He's been all ACC both times. That speaks volumes.
13-7 Tar Heels. This is Nolan. In the paint to turn around. He's really had trouble holding on to the ball today. This foul is going to be called on Akhtar Jai. That'll be his first.
Boy, all their laundry is hanging up here in the Smith Center. Great players, and some really good players who didn't happen to get that particular award.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Those are the National Players of the Year. But as you look at the rafters and you see all the jerseys flying, guys that we talked about earlier, like Bobby Lewis. I mean, there have been some truly great ones. Look at those.
You'd say, well, you know, you'd think a nice place like that wouldn't leave their laundry hanging out, but they're extremely proud of that, and it is imposing. You watch visiting teams come in here at their shoot-around, and their eyes are all over the ceiling, much like Cameron looking at those two banners at the 1M for national champions.
The foul was on Jamison, his first, and the free throws by Nolan make it a 13-8 game. And here's the alley-oop. And Okulaja can't convert. Perfectly thrown pass.
Well, there are two problems with this zone that Virginia has elected to go to. One, you don't have pressure on the ball, and you're going to give Cota a chance to really measure that pass. Shaman Williams as well. The other thing is it's very difficult to get your defensive checkoffs in the zone. And as well as Carolina hits the offensive board, it really makes their job easier.
Carter doing a nice job defensively on Staples. This is Hand. Kicks it out to Hunter, back to Nolan. He'll fire from there.
Virginia getting pretty good looks, Tim.
Oh, nice pass inside to Jamison, and the quick release. Antoine Jamison.
Jeff Jones not happy about that. He had 5 orange shirts back there, but they weren't really ready to play. Jamison running the floor was rewarded.
Last touch by Cota. Virginia basketball.
Keeping the dribble alive. 33 Jamison down, just shapes up. They were back there. Hunter just a step late getting back, and he can't run the floor, so that's an effort play. There he is, 1 step late, and that's all Jamison needs.
He's got that quick early release, so Hunter goes out. Ducharme comes in to replace him. Jones not happy with that defense. 15-8 Tar Heels. 11:50 to play first half.
Carolina zoning now, changing up a little bit.
Oh, Staples had a look, couldn't pull the trigger. Shot clock down to 3. Hand's got to fire. Somebody does. Shot clock violation. Hand never had clock recognition.
He had no idea where he was or what time it was.
Virginia with 4 turnovers, and Carolina with 6 points off of those turnovers.
Hey, when it comes to the weekend, we figure it's time for kicking back. Yeah, right.
Now there's a car that helps your supercharged family take leisure to a new extreme. The new supercharged Regal GS. Besides having more standard safety features than any car in its class, Regal also has room for 5 very supercharged people and all their supercharged toys. The new Regal GS by Buick. Official car of the supercharged family.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 64. Tom, head of PDQ.
Hey, groovy guy, I'm looking for a exhaust gas recirculation valve for my 76 Cordova.
If you need hard-to-find parts, it doesn't matter what model or even what decade your car is from. With PDQ, you'll usually get the part overnight. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
Welcome back to the Smith Center. The Tar Heels in transition. Doesn't look too imposing there. A saunter down the middle, but there's Jamison coiled and ready inside. The quick release, almost always turning right. Chris Hunter, a half a step coming back, and that cost him a seat on the bench.
Bucky Curtis Staples has taken only 1 shot. He's 1 for 1, but he will not pull the trigger. Vince Carter has been doing a nice job on him defensively. And then we mentioned Virginia with 4 turnovers, and Carolina has scored on every one of those turnovers.
Out of the timeout, Virginia going back to man for man.
This foul called on Marcaccini. That is his first. Nolan and Staples have to become big factors in this game, or it could be a long afternoon for the Cavaliers. Maktarjai. And it's 17-8, Tar Heels. Chesley Watson at the point. This is Staples. Staples now has a look. Followed by Nolan. He's fouled and one. Bucket will count.
A little offensive rebounding by Virginia. Nolan, who's had 5 straight double-doubles. Off the iron, Nolan coming down right back up. Doesn't put the ball on the floor, something he was wont to do earlier in his career. But he is really a hardened senior, 10 pounds heavier, and really has shown the facing jump shot, putting it on the floor. A vastly improved inside player, and it's critical for the Cavaliers. They don't have much else inside to score.
Nolan averaging 21 points. He has 6. And the Tar Heels turn it over. A reminder to stay tuned at halftime for Bell South's You Call the Play. That's the feature coming your way at halftime. A look at big plays from past ACC games. Seconds remaining in that game. Maryland leading NC State. Big game for the Terrapins. Big game for Herb Sendek as well. But Maryland coming off that win against Florida State after a slow start in the conference. Marcaccini and Norman Nolan with a big rebound, and he can't put it back. Last touch by Okalaja.
If Maryland can hold on today, that will be 5 straight for Gary Williams in William Neal Reynolds Coliseum. And that's got to be some kind of record for the Terrapins.
Maktarjai will go out of the ball game. Brendan Haywood, the freshman, comes in. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Haywood and Alvin Jones really going to be dominating centers during their time in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Staples going left again. Nothing but brick off the backboard. Ducharme can't put it back, and here's Coda at the other end. Quick first step by Williams. I believe that foul's going to be called on Brendan Haywood, the freshman. That'll be his first.
Carolina so confident pushing that ball up the floor. I mean, they just, you know, off the dribble, baseball passes, 3/4 court. It's a senior team. It's an experienced team. You go back to this time last year, it's basically the same personnel with Zerd Zwicker as opposed to Haywood. And it's experience, it's confidence, and give Guthridge some credit. He has not smothered this team in any way by putting his personality on top of it. He's let it grow.
5-second call. Watson dribbling with Williams covering him, and the 5-second call turns it over. And Jeff Jones isn't happy about that. 5 turnovers now for the Cavaliers. We told you they average almost 18 a game.
Well, they're alternating 2 freshman guards, Donald Hand and Chesley Watson. So Jeff Jones can expect some mental errors out of his backcourt.
Boy, Shammond Williams looks so much more mature than he did early in his career.
Shammond playing that good defense. It's like with Watson there, he didn't realize there was a 5-second rule, and just like Donald Hand, forgot about the shot clock, and that's being a freshman.
Well, Bucky, what about the development of Shammond Williams? I mean, every facet of his game now is top-notch.
Yep. Strong. He's a good defender, and that 3-point shot opens everything for him. You have to respect it. Used to be when you got close to him, he'd pass it up or force the shot. Now he's truly triple threat.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Ducharme has to let it go and gets a tough shot off the baseline for 2.
Well, you watch this game, Virginia seems to be struggling, making all sorts of errors, and you look up at the clock and they're very much in the game. They've got a tempo that they've got to like when you play the Tar Heels in this place.
Crossover by Carter, takes it to the rack, and he's fouled.
You know what that looked like, Tim? It's like, okay, guys, I really kind of watched you here for, you know, like 12 minutes, and we're not going anywhere, so watch this. Look at the quicks. Crossover dribble. Vince Carter just slashing. What a You talk about a guy that's improved. Remember when he was a freshman? They thought he was going to transfer. Everybody expected him to play like that the moment he hit the campus. And
foul was called on Staples. He was almost, Bucky, as if he heard you, saying Virginia's hanging around. It's a close ball game, and he turned it loose. 2013 Tar Heels.
And with that, Carolina goes to the trapping zone.
Cavaliers need a bucket here. They go to Nolan inside. Little jump hook, sweet. Norman Nolan with 8 points. Cuts Carolina's lead to 5 points. Here's Jamison again. How sweet is he? It's almost as if he can score at will. And Jamison has 8.
He's got his body against you, and the second he catches the ball, he knows where you are. He leans, gets you on his heels, and he gets that first impulse to get up. Virtually impossible once he gets his hands on it.
Staples off balance. Now he's 1 for 4. Carolina's won 32 of its last 33 ball games. The best Tar Heel stretch since the 1950s.
Yeah, they were 43 out of 44, and I played against those guys. And they were good, too. But this team's more talented.
Nolan stripped it away from the freshman Haywood. That's 4 turnovers for the Tar Heels. Staples left alone. Curtis Staples struggled with his shot Wednesday night. We saw him struggle off and on last Sunday against Wake Forest. Said he felt great in warm-ups, hit his first shot. Now he's missed his last 5. 7-point Carolina lead. 7:09 to go in the half. We'll be back after this message from Budweiser.
The frozen tundra is where he brewed immortality. Who else but the freezer? Bud Bowl, 4th and inches, unleash the appliance of defiance. 32 fluid ounces of Beechwood Bravado. Out go the lights, as well as barrels of bottled up emotion. Is the freezer Bud Bowl's player of the decade? Vote wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South. The truck stop of the New South.
Let's make it rough, make it tough, make it tight, make it right, make it full of surprise. It's Southern style. Make it ram in Dakota by a country mile.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
Suppose you're good at something, say making people look good. So you start a company and it grows. But then before you know it, you become a part-time accountant and financial manager. Not what I had in mind. Well, Nations Bank has services designed for businesses just like mine. High-speed fund transfers, revolving credit lines, direct deposit to pay my employees. So I can get back to what I'd rather be doing.
Nations Bank, a corporate partner of the Atlantic Coast Conference, presents this Salute to Excellence question. Who is the only ACC player to repeat as consensus National Player of the Year? Stay tuned. We'll have that answer for you before the end of the game. Just down the road a piece, Maryland and NC State have been going after it. It's now a final. Maryland wins it 68-65. Big win on the road for the Maryland Terrapins and Gary Williams. And as Bucky said, that's 5 wins in a row now for the Terps in Reynolds Coliseum. Shamon Williams, nice look. Couldn't get it to Jai.
Chase Matheny in the game for the Cavaliers. Just his presence out there on the screen may have caused that trajectory pass to be a little bit higher.
Staples at the other end, beats him down the court, banks it in.
Maybe that'll get him off. After hitting that first one, he went cold, and he's been getting better looks against this Tar Heel defense than I thought he'd get. I thought Staples and Nolan would really have to work, and the Tar Heels would force the rest of these guys to generate offense.
It's rare to see Carolina get beaten down the other end after a turnover. Here's Okalaja. He can't get it going. Jump ball possession arrow belongs to Carolina.
Okalaja's a guy you don't hear much about, but boy, is he tough in the phases of the game that the tuxedo players don't want to do. He does. Defense, boards, making the play. What a warrior.
The officials today, Larry Rhodes, Frank Scagliotta, Sam Croft. More than 21,000 fans here at the Dean Dome this afternoon.
And they've been kind of quiet, Tim. It hasn't been, they're getting spoiled. Games like Georgia Tech, it's like a show.
3-second call against Carolina. Now the Tar Heels a little bit out of sync, starting to turn it over. 22-17 game. That'll bring Bill Guthridge off the bench.
More importantly, it brings Antoine Jameson off the bench.
There's a look at the turnovers. Jameson did not start today in the 6-man rotation that Guthridge uses. Nolan's shot off the iron. Called that foul on Nolan.
Carter limping.
I never saw it.
Just a little bit.
Nolan showing a lot of confusion, like where'd it come from. Did you see it?
I did not. Carter very high there. Oh, Nolan comes in from the back. Really,
I think Carter tripped.
I think he turned or twisted a knee or an ankle. Looked like but he wanted them to see. Did you get the license number?
I don't think he ever really got touched. Carter at the line, however. And gets the roll on the first one. He's a 67% free throw shooter. He's hit 36 of his 54 this year. Had 22 points against Tech Thursday night to lead all scores. He's 2 for 2 at the line today. Make it 3 for 3.
With Carter and Jameson, you're going to foul those guys with their quickness and jumping ability around the basket. With their now being able to drill you at the free throw line, it just adds to the complexity of trying to beat this team.
Chase Matheny in the ball game now for Virginia.
With Matheny and Nolan in the game, Virginia vulnerable to the run. If Carolina can pull it off of there. It's a small Carolina team on the floor.
Watson and Staples, the 2 guard, along with Marcaccini. Round out the top 5 for the Cavaliers. Virginia just 1 for 7 beyond the arc today. And Chase Matheny throws it away.
The big fella has had his problems. Been playing hurt, but that was 7-4. That was nobody's going to take it away from him. He just got a little excited and popped it in the backcourt.
Strange first half here at Chapel Hill. 5:08 to play. It's only a 24-17 ball game. The crowd's been quiet, and now Carolina throws it away. Ed Cota tried to get it to Carter, just threw it too high. Everybody out of sync.
Yeah, well, that's all playing into Virginia's hand. The key thing for them, not having won here in 12 years ever in this building and coming off that defeat at Liberty, was to get some confidence. And Carolina's allowed that to happen.
Staples misses again. Here's Cota right down the middle, uncontested, and missed the layup. Big Chase Matheny, 7'4", gets the rebound, and now the Cavaliers will take their time again. They're using almost all the shot clock every trip. They double down on Nolan. Hand had a notion. Marcaccini does. 1 for 9 beyond the arc. They're getting good looks, Bucky. Carter fires for 3.
Matheny's stamina seems to be good. He's boarding and getting up the floor. Oh, that's critical to Virginia. I mean, here they are, still hanging around. Staples not doing it.
Virginia turns it over again. This is an easy one for Williams.
There are those turnovers in the middle of the floor between the circles. You got no chance to get back. You just watch, and it's painful.
Shammond Williams with the easy layup. Came over just prior to the game, smiled, said, hey guys, tell my brother happy birthday, Reggie F. So if you're listening, and I know you're watching, happy birthday, here's your brother.
Very timely.
Don't forget, coming up later today, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech. We talked about this earlier. some of the best-looking young freshmen you'll see in the conference, including Deion Glover and Robert O'Kelly. What a fine job they do. 4 o'clock start time for that one. That's coming up on the Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports Network. Atlantic Coast Conference basketball in full swing. Just down the road a piece, Maryland has beaten NC State today, and here, with 3:40 to go in the first half, it's North Carolina over Virginia, 26-17. Tim Brandt and Bucky Waters with you today from the Dean Smith Center. Carolina with more turnovers right now than Virginia, 7-6. That's why the game has remained close, but the Cavaliers having a tough time with their shooting. Just as I say that, Willie Gersh turns it over.
Dakota keeps that ball alive at the top of the key. Just wait for you to make a mistake.
Williams to Jai. Boy, what a nice entry pass by Williams. Dakota to Jai. And the foul.
Dakota again, just keeping it alive, probing, always under control, picks up the dribble, down underneath. Nice pass. Jai goes strong, not strong enough. Chase Matheny draws the foul. But Jai did the right thing. He went right at Matheny. When you see a 7-footer in there, you make him a shot blocker when you shy away. Challenge him.
The 6'10 senior from Senegal out of Oak Hill, Virginia, makes his first. His biggest contributions are rebounding and defense, but he too continues to improve his scoring. Carolina perfect from the line today, 6 for 6. 7 for 7, and that extends the Carolina lead to 11 points. 2:59 to play first half. The top-ranked Tar Heels, 16-0 with the lead.
Welcome to Park Avenue, the ultimate urban environment. So quiet, it shuts out urban unpleasantness. So beautiful, it improves the neighborhood. Even the most elegant street in America, which, incidentally, seems to have been named after our car. Park Avenue by Buick, the power of understatement.
True, there are other ways to reduce your car insurance premiums instead of calling Geico. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
My mother taught me to be a real perfectionist, but around the house, I'm pretty relaxed. I think you should have beauty and comfort. So I looked in the real yellow pages from Bell South for a real comfy sofa and a real cozy rug. If it's called a living room, it should be lived in. No, don't sit on that.
Sorry.
No grape juice in here.
Sorry.
Like I said, relaxed.
Use the real yellow pages from Bell South.
Under 3 minutes to play first half, and Carolina has its largest lead with 11 points.
Well, Virginia has committed the turnovers, and it's yielded 8 points. And, of course, those second-chance points, they've been unable to keep the Tar Heels off that board. 10 big points now. It's just about the lead. And Nolan has had many opportunities. Staples even more, and they haven't been able to really step up and deliver. Virginia's had chances and looks, and it has not been a dominating Carolina performance to date. Virginia's been lackluster and fortunate to be around at this point.
Students came back to Chapel Hill on Wednesday to start classes again, and now with a 6-0 run by the Tar Heels, the students starting to get in it a little bit. Cavaliers will melt the clock. 10 on the shot clock. Watson recognizes that. Now they go into a motion attack. Matheny cannot get the follow, and he knocks it out of bounds.
Again, a very good shot by Ducharme, and a wonderful offensive rebounding opportunity, but the Cavaliers go away empty-handed.
Well, that's been the story of the game, Bucky. They certainly have had their chances, had good looks, just couldn't even convert the in-close buckets, high percentage buckets, and Okalaja throws it away.
Two minutes and 11 seconds to go. Virginia with just 17 points.
Ducharme, Nolan, Staples, Willie Dersch, and Watson on the floor now for Virginia. Under 2 minutes to play, first half. This is Nolan, knocked out of bounds by Jai.
Brown responding to that terrific defensive play. Jai, one of those players that just seems like he's been around forever. 3 schools, started at Wake, then Michigan, finally North Carolina, and really beginning to play well. He's always been kind of robotic and fundamental, and now he's making plays like that, athletic plays. And that's something that all the Tar Heel competitors say, boy, that's what we didn't need.
Nice
Another
pass by Watson to Dersch, and they convert. It's 28-19. How about that pass to Jamison?
A set play, no pressure on the ball. Jamison just takes that 4 steps, cuts right. It's a timing pattern, and they put the ball on the rim.
And Jamison, who had 20 points Thursday night, now has 10 in the first half here. Here's Nolan on the baseline. Again, a short jumper. He cannot convert it. And Ducharme is fouled by Okalaja.
Here's the alley-oop. A little exchange now. Jamison actually started with the ball, handed it off, ran a little loop. It was like 1001, 1002. Put it up on the iron, and 33 swoops in and delivers. Antoine Jamison has 2 sources of income. One off the pass and one off the glass.
So Colin Ducharme goes to the line, the 6'9" sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. He's a 75% free throw shooter. He now has made 22 of 29 free throws this year. Dersch goes out. Marcaccini comes back in for Virginia. Ed Cota goes out of the game. Shimon Williams is back in.
Virginia needs for Staples and Nolan to just step up and start the play.
Had Marcaccini missed that shot, he would have had another. There would have been a lane violation against Jai. 9-point game. This will be called on Curtis Staples. That's his second.
Yeah, one of the things people don't realize about Staples, he's one of the better rebounding guards in the league. Always around 5. At 6'3", has good quickness to the ball. But what they need from him today is not rebounding. They need points.
North Carolina, second in the nation in field goal percentage. Always strong at the free throw line, and Carter makes his first. Carolina does not go to the bench very deep, although it is a deep bench with talent.
Well, that point's
young.
That point's been made in recent days that with all of these blowouts, Carolina really not playing the guys on the bench as much as the armchair quarterbacks think. So we'll just let Bill Guthridge run that show over there. Heels going zone now.
North Carolina matches its largest lead of the game, 11-point lead over Virginia. 35 seconds to play. First half. Shot clock at 10, game clock at 28. Nolan gets a look inside and is fouled. He's having a tough time handling the ball, though, has since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they've been able to find him. He has good looks and good opportunities, but he just hasn't been as effective as he has recently, Tim. He's coming off of 5 straight double-double performances. Once he got over to Hawaii, he played extremely well over there and brought it on back here and played well when we saw him last week against Wake Forest with 31 points. But today, it's not as much the Carolina defense as he just hasn't been crisp.
Nolan's had 9 double-doubles, as Bucky mentions, and makes his first. 9 points now for Nolan. Staples goes out. He gets a break. Hand comes back in.
An all-freshman backcourt on the floor right now for Virginia. There's only 25 seconds, but Carolina's smart enough to see that and say, let's press these rookies.
Nolan makes them both. cuts the lead to 9.
Staples only coming out because he has 2 fouls. Jeff Jones wisely not wanting to risk a third one here with just 25 seconds to go.
You mentioned Nolan's performances in the 3 great games at the Rainbow Classic. 23 points, 11 rebounds in the loss to Nebraska. And right now he's 3rd in the ACC in scoring and in rebounding. Dangerous pass to Williams. Williams goes inside to Carter and has it almost taken away by Watson. And Watson's called for the foul.
Boy, what a mismatch there. Watson taken right to the post by Vince Carter. And again, Carolina wise, very wise. Shaping up inside. Watson bails out with a good defensive effort, but he was way overmatched and wisely really tried to deny the post and not let it go in there.
So Vince Carter at the line. He's 5 for 5 there today at the charity stripe.
Had he played behind Carter and Carter would have caught that ball, he may have put Chesley Watson through the rim.
The announcers for this game selected and compensated by Raycom and Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of this broadcast without their express permission is prohibited.
Virginia has 7.6 seconds. It sure would give them an emotional lift, a badly needed one, if they could get something on the board here at the buzzer.
Vince Carter 7 for 7 at the line in the first half. Shot clock is off. 1 second remains and the foul is called. Not a smart foul.
9/10 of a second left. And that brought Bill Guthridge up. And he is doesn't exactly do aerobics. Pretty stoic guy over there. But when you're 16-0, you know, what's the jump around about?
803 wins with the Tar Heels in 31 years. 16-0 as a head coach here at Chapel Hill. Not happy with Jamison, who got the foul, his second of the first half. Ducharme at the line has 4 points. Pulls the lead back to 10.
Yeah, they can cut it under 10. I mean, Jeff Jones can go to that locker room and say, hey, our offensive players didn't score. We turned the ball over. And here we are. We're within 10 or 9.
Sam Croft says, my fault. I'm not sure what the call is. I think originally he said 1-on-1, and now
the 2 Virginia players are together. Once they give the ball to the shooter, and there's only all 3 Carolina guys on the other side. This is what you call an unbalanced line.
And he makes them both. 9-point Carolina lead. And this ball's going to go back under Virginia's basket with 0.9 of a second left, or 0.9 seconds left.
Absolutely.
Less than a second left.
And Hunter's on the bench. A player like Hunter could come in and maybe get a tip off the inbounds play.
So they have less than 1 second to get a shot off.
It really can't be a catch and shoot. It almost has to be a tip. Haywood needs to front Nolan right. It's almost like Scagliano made the substitution. Isn't that amazing? He walked over and said, hey, put Hunter in, see if he can tip it in.
9/10 of a second left, and they don't get the shot off. Well, that was strange.
That's strange, yeah. Very strange.
The Tar Heels of North Carolina lead the Cavaliers 34-25 at the half. Mike Hogwood will be back with the halftime activities after this.
ACC basketball is brought to you by BP, by Nationwide Insurance, by Bell South, and by Buick.
Won't talk. Do you know what I'm going to do to you? You know what I'm going to do to you? Oh, it boggles the mind. This is diet?
Yeah, it's diet. But how could diet taste as good?
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar. Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
At 6 a.m., my coffee maker grinds its own beans. Wake up and smell the coffee, I'm there. I buy books on the internet, I fax, I email. I am at peace with technology. So, you think that since Nations Bank lets you bank just about any way you want, the big question for me would be, do I bank by phone, or do I stop by Nations Bank on the net? Or do I use one of their 2 zillion ATMs? You know what, I still go to Nations Bank in person. Hey, I'm an old-fashioned guy.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South. The truck stop of the New South.
Let's make it rough, make it tough, make it tight, make it right, make it full of surprise. It's Southern style. Make it Ram and Dakota by a country mile.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
The truck stop of the New South.
Our Pepsi Freshman of the Week this week is Robert O'Kelly of Wake Forest. The 6'1" guard from Memphis, Tennessee, had an outstanding game against the Virginia Cavaliers last Sunday. The rookie led the team with 29 points, including 4 for 7 from behind the arc and a perfect 9 for 9 from the free throw line. But the Deacons fell short, losing 73-64 in overtime. But for his efforts, we'll award Wake Forest Robert O'Kelly as our Pepsi Freshman of the Week. We are at halftime, and the North Carolina Tar Heels out in front by 9 over Virginia. But give the Cavaliers credit for keeping this first half under 9 points. You've been hearing a lot of cheers, and you see a lot of folks walking behind me. Those are the North Carolina football players. They're being honored here at halftime for winning the Gator Bowl, and that's what all the cheers about here at halftime. There have been a lot of cheers about the North Carolina Tar Heels. Vince Carter has played well, so has Antoine Jamison. We'll take a look now at our hot hand of the first half. And it was Antoine Jamison, who didn't start. Wasn't his turn. But when he came in, he made some noise. Double figures in the first half. 10 points off the alley-oop from Ed Cota. We'll take a look at it again. Cota doing a great job of running the team in the first half against the top Virginia Cavalier defense. They're above the rim. It is Antoine Jamison. 10 points, as we said, and he's a big reason that the Tar Heels are out in front here at halftime by 9 points. 34-25. Let's take a moment now to tell you about our nationwide scholar athlete. It's guard Joseph Amonette from Wake Forest University. The junior from Byrdstown, Tennessee, has a 2.8 grade point average in business. Congratulations to Joseph Amonette, our ACC Scholar Athlete of the Week. And again, the crowd on its feet here for the football team. They also like what this undefeated basketball team has done as well. They are leading in this ACC game at halftime over Virginia, 34-25.
Bell South presents You Call the Play. On the opening night of ACC play, the Maryland Terrapins take a 65-61 lead over the Clemson Tigers as Terrell Stokes makes a layup with just over a minute to play. It's a two-possession game now. Do the Tigers try to get a quick two and save some time, or do they go for a three-pointer? You call the play.
Food Line's been sponsoring ACC basketball now for 15 years.
Hey, mister, what's this Food Line you're talking about?
Here, let me show you.
Hey, look at that.
Man, he's strong.
Go on in, fellas.
Wow, what a layout.
Hey, check out these prices.
Hey, want to see something fresh?
That's 3 points.
Okay, guys, time to practice.
Hey, man, let's see you do that again.
Only this time, let's go to the beach.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar.
Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
See your Carolina Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write.
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you got to do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to, right now.
The Tigers don't rush at all as Terrell McIntyre brings the ball up court. He's guarded by Stokes, but calmly pulls up and hits the trifecta to pull the Tigers to within one with a minute to play. Clemson goes on to win in overtime. You Call the Play has been a presentation of Bell South.
Mike Hogwood with you at halftime in Chapel Hill. Antoine Jamison, 10 points. The Tar Heels playing some pretty good defense. Virginia actually played, I thought, some good defense of their own. But on offense, they have got to get Norman Nolan and Curtis Staples going in the second half to have any chance to win. They trail by 9. That's a workable margin here, 34-25. There are some other games going on. We'll check our Budweiser scoreboard. Maryland and North Carolina State, that is a final. Another loss for the Wolfpack at home, and that's a big win for the Terrapins on the road. State falls to 9-5 overall, 1-3 in the league. Maryland is now 500 in the league at 2-2. Don't forget, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech. We're going to that game right after the second half of this one down in Atlanta, the Deacons and the Yellow Jackets. Alabama and Ole Miss, that's very early in the first half. Georgia and Florida, the Dogs and Gators, also in the first half as well. Should be a couple of good Southeastern Conference battles today. Kansas, wow, all over Texas. Kansas runs to 19-2, 102-72 over Texas. That cannot be in the first half. But Michigan State and Michigan also in the first half. Hey, well, that was indeed a final. That was a first half score to have been a record of some sports. Well, we're getting ready for the second half here, 34-25. North Carolina leads Virginia. We're back. More halftime in just a moment.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 Accord?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
It began as a game. It became war. Bud Bowl, with legends like the Beechwood Bats, with a charge as unified as Patton's Third Army, dancing through the mauling, brawling Bud Light defense. On this, the famous freezer fake. Are the Beechwood Bats Bud Bowl's players of the decade? Book wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages.
Honey, you went out for milk 3 days ago. Come home now.
It's just more fun to drive. The all-new Accord from Honda.
Hardee's has just reduced their Ultimate Omelet Biscuit to 99 cents. Do chickens get time and a half for overtime?
These volunteers are building a dream. The WRAL Goldston's Habitat House in Fayetteville.
Looks like you're going to have a house before you know it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Soon, Cynthia Edwards will have a new home.
Good foundation to start a good family.
Built by friends she didn't even know.
I want to thank everyone for coming out and making this possible for me.
Keep watching.
It's fun to see that you can make a difference.
As WRAL and Goldston's turn Cynthia's hope into a home. Your only live radar, WRAL's Doppler 5000.
Antoine Jamison and Vince Carter combining for 19 first-half points. leading the Tar Heels to a 9-point lead over the Virginia Cavaliers. We'll go back to our game announcers now, Tim Brandt and Bucky Waters. And guys, my location is here at the tunnel where you can see Virginia coming out. When they ran off the floor, Norman Nolan and several of the other Cavaliers were yelling, guys, we're still in it. We can still do it. This is our game. These guys are really pumped up. They feel they still have a great shot here in the second half.
Well, Mike, they should feel that way. They're only down 9 points, and you think, as Bucky mentioned early on, your shooters aren't really doing that well. Norman Nolan 3 of 10 and 2 of 7 for Curtis Staples, and that's not getting it done, and yet they're still very much in the ballgame.
Shooting 29% from the floor is all. And we said in the Buick Game Keys that the Heels needed to jump on them early. They did not. They've allowed them to hang around, and that attitude doesn't surprise me. But Staples and Nolan really have to step up.
Take a look at the highlights. Antoine Jamison came off the bench, did not start today, but he has 10 here at the half.
Well, he hasn't missed a shot. He's 4 for 4 from the floor. And this is Curtis Staples with a wide open look early. And we said Curtis and Nolan have to carry this young team. It was looking good for the Cavaliers then, but he later fell to 2 for 7 for the half. Here's the alley-oop. Jamison, as we said, a perfect 4 for 4. Nobody in the zone around the rim, and an easy one. The guy's incredible. Here he is in transition. Cota coming down, Jamison down, waiting on everybody. Chris Hunter got there a step late, and it cost him a seat on the bench. But the Heels basically have been contained. They have not exploded as this huge crowd has wanted.
Bucky, as you look at the halftime statistics, if you look at Virginia in the offensive rebounds, they have 8 of those, but only 6 second chance points. That's it.
Yeah, they just have not been crisp. They've had good looks, good rebounds, and it's been a situation where Carolina's been listless. I don't want to say overconfident, but they haven't come at the Cavaliers like I think we're going to see in the second half.
We'll be back with the opening tip of the second half. 9-point game right after this.
Everyone needs someone who will be there. Everyone needs someone on their side.
If your car or home is damaged, your Nationwide insurance agent will be there, making sure your property is repaired or replaced to your complete satisfaction, with no hassles. That's our Blue Ribbon Claims Guarantee.
Nationwide is on your side.
ACC fans have always been big on Food Lion's extra low prices and fresh quality produce.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Not to mention our easy in and out store layouts.
Clean up on aisle 6 and 7.
Designed to let you do your grocery shopping and get on with the rest of your life. Boy, tournament time is going to be wild around here.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
I got it!
I got it! No, I got it!
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Key States Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports' exclusive presentation of ACC basketball is brought to you by Dodge, by Food Lion, and by Advance Auto Parts.
Top-ranked North Carolina 3-0 in the conference, trying to push that to 4-0. The Virginia Cavaliers hanging around, though, as we begin the second half. Virginia down by 9 and still very confident here at the Dean Dome.
Well, when you shoot 29% in the first half, coming in here to play the nation's #1 team. And you got to think, wait, boy, these guys aren't Superman. We got a chance. This setup reminds me of a few weeks ago, Louisville, this is not a good Louisville team. They're still under 500, but they go to Rupp Arena to play the hated Wildcats. They're 18-point underdogs. Kentucky doesn't put them away in the first half, and they come back to play almost a perfect second half and win. Amazing.
Cavaliers have the first shot here. This is Staples from beyond the arc, and it's good. Just like the first half, he hit from 3 to start things off. He has 8 points. And it's 34-28. This foul called on Donald Hand.
Freshman guards just really not helping Virginia. There's Staples going to the left, gets the big pick from Nolan, and drains it.
After he did that in the first half, he went 1 for 5. Missed his next 4 in a row. See what happens here in the second half. Curtis Staples playing with a bad foot. Hurt the foot in overtime last Sunday against Wake Forest. Really bothered him, he said, Wednesday night, but it feels better now.
Curtis Staples picks up his third, trying to keep a hold of Shamon Williams. Crucial foul.
That is huge. The third on Curtis Staples.
Virginia has to think about a couple of things. Switching him off Shamon or going zone.
Back up top, Dakota. Shot clock was never a factor for Carolina in the first half.
If Shamon Williams touches that ball, look for him to make a move at the basket and try to draw the fourth.
Okalaja takes it into the paint, and another whistle.
So far, Jeff Jones making no move to counter Staples' 3.
Foul called on Ducharme, so Okalaja will be at the line.
And probably shouldn't. He's got to have his horses in there to have a good 4 or 5 minutes to get his team started.
Carolina did not miss from the line in the first half. They are now 12 for 12.
Timothy, I was going to give you the Jinx Award.
12 for 12 at the line today.
The two teams combined in the first half were 19 for 20, but this crowd is still dozing. They did not come to see good free throw shooting.
It is quiet in here today, isn't it?
It's like a library. I wouldn't know about that. They very few tricks there. Well, let me explain it to you, Timothy. It's very quiet.
Here's Hand, left alone at the top. Gets a good first step, hits the jumper, and no, off the front of the iron. Boy, wide open shot.
The two freshman guards again.
I was giving it to him, Bucky.
Yeah, not giving the Cavaliers much help there. And Staples just can't seem to get on track, but he's getting good looks. I'm a little, I guess Carolina's played so well offensively. They're so confident they can score on anybody. They really don't have that defensive intensity, at least not yet in this game.
So Staples now has 3, and Ducharme picks up his 3rd. Jai with the turnaround jump hook. Back to 10 is the lead, and Jai has 8.
Shamon Williams doing a nice job defensively, avoiding those picks to stay with Staples.
In the first half, they had Williams on him. They tried Carter on him. Here's a nice entry pass into Nolan. They doubled down on him, and he still scores with a power move.
Ooh, boy, he split the defense there. But Carolina wisely didn't foul him. They just built a wall and made a tough shot for him, made him hit it.
Under 18 minutes to play, and it's an 8-point game. 38-30, North Carolina. How about that step by Carter? Gets his own rebound and the putback. He's special.
Oh, you got 2 of them in there.
Carolina's largest lead today is 11. Right now it's 40-30. Somebody has to step up, Bucky. They can't rely solely on Staples and Nolan. But Nolan's doing a fine job inside. The bucket will count. He'll go to the line.
Nolan was 3 for 10 in the first half, which again points to how did Virginia manage to hang around.
Watch Okalaja get him here.
Coming from the weak side, good pump fake, but he was kind of bounced off of Norman Nolan. Those extra 10 pounds he picked up over his junior year served him well that time.
So Norman Nolan at the line can cut the lead to 7. He's a 59% free throw shooter. Cavaliers were 8 for 9 at the line in the first half.
He's 5 for 6 for the game. The free throw shooting has been excellent.
40 to 33. Now we hear something from the Carolina crowd and get a little antsy, I think.
Yeah, the Virginia defense now real sloughing man for man. They have made the switch. Donald Hand, the freshman, is guarding Shammond Williams.
Another rebound for Carter. And Carter's fouled. This one, I believe, will be on Nolan.
Shammond Williams just walked over to Cota. I couldn't really read his lips, but as a result of the switch Jeff Jones had to make to take Curtis Staples off of Shammond because of foul problem, I think he whispered in his ear, "I have a rookie, and it's his first time in this building. Well, let me take a picture."
Sam Croft reprimands Norman Nolan, says, "Don't talk back to me," and Alcalavis just starts clapping. Carter makes his first.
Elijah is real big on discipline on the other guys.
Carolina finally misses one. Their first miss at the line today. Wahoos trail by 8. Staples left alone, doesn't take the shot. Hand does. That's for 3.
That's huge for Virginia.
41-36.
The defensive intensity has picked up for North Carolina, but now Virginia has confidence.
Oh, they call this foul on Colin Ducharme. And if that's the case, I believe that is 4 on Ducharme. So he goes out, Chris Hunter comes in.
Ducharme doesn't get good fouls. You know, a guy that big and strong, when he gets a foul, you know, your eyes ought to be rolling around in your head a little bit. He tends to get those little nitpicking fouls and doesn't get his money's worth. And we're looking at a box and 1 here with Hand on Shammond Williams.
Quick jump pass to Carter. Carter with that move in the paint, and he walked. Every time a whistle blows, Jeff Jones holds his breath.
I don't think in Jeff Jones' tenure he's been this close 4 minutes into the second half against the Heels, who are the nation's #1 team. Something strange is going on here.
Virginia has never won at the Dean Dome. Skip pass inside to Nolan, and the foul will be called on Williams.
They're only 3 and 54 in Chapel Hill. But I contend that Carmichael was tougher to win and Woolen was tougher to win than this place.
15:53 to play. It's 41-36 Tar Heels.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 Accord?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Here's the thing about debt. Sometimes it's hard to know when it stops working for you and when you start working for it. Well, I found a way to make sure that doesn't happen. Nations Bank showed me how to take my credit cards, car loans, and using the equity in my home, combine them all into one loan with a lower interest rate. Smart, huh? I make one payment a month and it's less than I was paying before. And that definitely works for me.
I got great service at the dealership. Everyone was really friendly.
Your Carolina Ford dealer, dedicated to providing quality service you can depend on.
I traded in my Nissan for a Ranger. They really made it easy for me. Joe is the best salesman I've ever met.
And knowledge you can count on every day.
They really know their cars and trucks. I send my friends and family there, and they almost always drive away with a new Ford. As a teacher, I'd give them an A for effort.
All from the people you can trust. Your Carolina Ford dealer.
Cavaliers just down 5 with 15:53 to play at the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill. Now coming up next, Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons taking on the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Game time there, 4 o'clock, right after this one on the Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports Network. The ACC continuing to play. Maryland already winning today at NC State over in Raleigh. 5 wins in a row at Reynolds Coliseum. And here, although this game has been strange, it's close with 15:53 to play.
The Yellow Jackets may be watching this game before theirs and saying, that's not the same Carolina team we saw Thursday night. Here comes a trap out of the zone for the Heels. They need to up this tempo, take some chances. Right now, Virginia's putting them to sleep.
Cavaliers have been using a lot of the shot clock. Milton Hunter, not a shot Jeff Jones wants taken there. And they're going to call the foul underneath, I believe, on Norman Nolan again. That's 3 on Nolan. So there's 3 on Nolan, 3 on Staples, 3 on Ducharme.
Norman Nolan with excellent position here. Slips off of Jamison, gets behind.
There's a technical foul, too, called here, Bucky.
On.
I believe it was called on either Nolan or... It was called on Norman Nolan.
But you know what, Tim? Sometimes a situation like that can stir a team, make them mad. You know, forget about statistics, forget about the game plan. And right now, a little fire in Virginia could just catapult them up and really shake this crowd up.
Right now, Virginia frustrated. And the Tar Heels very confident. So Jamison at the line.
Well, that's the personal foul. Shammond Williams probably will shoot the technical, and he's got a streak of 20 in a row. Although, if Antoine drills these,
Jamison makes his second. See, I'm of the belief if a guy's at the line, makes a couple, he feels comfortable there, keep him there. He's in the zone, he's in the groove.
You made a good call here. Jeff Jones still working on Norman Nolan's head. Norman was storming, cost him a tee.
This kills Virginia. Virginia had pulled the lead to 5.
Yes and no. I mean, sometimes a situation like this where you feel you've received a bad break can jar you a little bit. Hey, Jamison's getting the hang of that. It's kind of fun.
Well, the lead now is back to 8, plus they get the basketball. So that was a huge call.
We're not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think Nolan was ejected, but he certainly...
He's got 4 fouls, though, Bucky, with 15.5 minutes to play.
But, you know, a big guy doesn't really help you with 5 to go. It's an unsportsmanlike technical call on him, and it counts as a technical.
This foul's called on Akhtar Jai, and that's 3 on him. Seems like a lot of fouls called this year in the ACC.
Well, I think there's a greater emphasis on pressure defense and pressuring the ball, but I haven't really picked up on that. Unfortunately for the league, it's not a good free throw shooting year in the league.
Staples for 3. Down by 5. Staples now with 11 points. Cavaliers trying to get a stop here.
It's a diamond in one. Donald Hand, the freshman, number 13, tracking Shammond Williams.
Carter left alone beyond the arc. That's for 3. Gets him right back. He has 15 points.
That's the dimension of Carter that just drives opponents crazy. He can go to the bonus sphere and drill, and they get to the paint, and he leaves your people flat-footed.
Staples gets it back. Crowd starting to get into it now. 14 minutes and 15 seconds to play. And this is a lot closer than they had anticipated in Chapel Hill. Last touch by Carter. Virginia will have another shot at it. Reset the clock at 35 seconds.
Interesting post now. Chase Matheny and Chris Hunter inside for the Cavaliers. A combined net offensive average of about 3 points per game.
Well, Bucky, that's what we were talking about earlier. Somebody for Virginia has to step up besides Nolan and Staples and become a scorer.
There's been a non-factor. A good part of that is the fact that Vince Carter has been handling them.
Willie Durst was looking at the shot clock, almost threw it away. They'll get it back as Shammond Williams will go out. Okalaji checks back in for the Tar Heels.
Tar Heels in a zone off the side out of bounds, but look for the trap in the corner.
If they get a bucket here, look out. The crowd's starting to wake up. Matheny.
Boy, that ball was down in and came out.
47-39 Tar Heels. Back out to Carter beyond the arc. How about that? That's why they're number one. They take the shots and keep on going.
Virginia wisely still trying to take a little time off the clock and not getting into a one-and-done opportunity.
Dersh, that's for two. 50-41. This will be the fourth on Staples.
Carolina wisely taking advantage of Curtis Staples' foul problems and putting pressure on him with the dribble penetration. Cota in traffic, but always under control, draws a little crowd. Virginia defense went at him with two, but too late.
So this will be Ed Cota's first trip to the line today. But more importantly, Staples has 4 and Nolan has 4.
Well, if they can come back with the two guys on the bench who have represented over 50% of their offense, they get my Lazarus Award. I may give it to them early.
Nolan's back in the ball game now. Cota makes his first. It's a 10-point game. And the 6'1" sophomore makes them both. That extends the lead to 11 and matches Carolina's largest lead of the afternoon.
Boy, it's critical. Looking at that team on the floor. Nolan back in the game with 4. Jeff Jones probably going to platoon his 2 senior point producers, both with 4, but they got to go to those guys while they're alive in there.
And Nolan fouled by Jai. You've got to have one of them on the floor because, as you mentioned, they're the only scorers they have.
That time Chase Matheny was open, but Nolan just didn't want to give it to him. That Tar Jai unhappy with that call. Very emotional player. Thirst with the good feet inside. Nolan going baseline. Jai thinking he got him clean. Larry Rose said no. And Carter saying, come on, man. They got 12 minutes and 38 seconds to go. That call's nothing.
Well, every trip to the line now becomes huge. Norman Nolan at the line. He's had 9 double-doubles this year. Right now on the day, makes his first. He has 16 points.
Another thing those fouls do for Virginia, it stops the clock, and it adds to the texture of this game that it really has been played in Walsh time, and that certainly isn't to the Tar Heels' liking.
Staples and Nolan have been the high scorers in every game this year for Virginia. They pull it back within 10. It's a 9-point Carolina lead with 12 and a half minutes to play. So Virginia just keeps hanging around.
With Shammond Williams on the bench, now it's a diamond and one, and they're playing Carter one-on-one. Again, it's hand to freshman.
He made that for 3. That was on Cota.
Come on, smile. Come on,
Cota made it on an alley-oop pass. And Carolina has its largest lead, 55-43. Hayward with the block, gets it out to Cota. Crowd on its feet. Okalaja. And the foul is going to be called on Donald Hand. Well, a little excitement here. Been a rather quiet afternoon.
With 2 freshman guards on the floor, there's going to be excitement, and Virginia's not going to like it. Look at Cota from the hip. Not your usual alley-oop. It's off the dribble, off the hip, and he threw it right into the cotton. Jamison said, what'd I go up here for? Here I am, looking over the top of the rim, and I can't touch him.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't touch it. It would have been offensive and wiped the basket out. Jamison now with 14 points. Carter goes out of the game. Shammond Williams comes back in. They stay with those 6, but they do rotate them.
Well, the diamond in wood is achieving something for Jeff Jones, but it makes for a very loose situation along the back line, which sets up the alley-oop, and of course there's no pressure on the ball. So you put those two together, you know they're going to throw it to the rim.
Cavaliers down by 13 points. Their biggest deficit here today. Willie Dersh. You've got the feeling they've got to come back with Staples now, or they may not have any reason to put him back in later. His foul's going to be called on Jamison. So for Jamison, that's his third personal. There's going to be a timeout on the floor with 11:11 to play, and North Carolina with its largest lead.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how far you've come. So if it gets damaged, who do you want on your side? At Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Because we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nationwide is on your side.
Food Line's been sponsoring ACC basketball now for 15 years.
Hey, mister, what's this food line you're talking about?
Here, let me show you.
Hey, look at that.
Man, he's strong. Go on in, fellas.
Wow, what a layout. Hey, check out these prices. Hey, want to see something fresh?
That's 3 points.
Okay, guys, time to practice.
Hey, man, let's see you do that again. Only this time, let's go to the beach.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
My mother taught me to be a real perfectionist, but around the house, I'm pretty relaxed. I think you should have beauty and comfort. So I looked in the real yellow pages from Bell South for a real comfy sofa and a real cozy rug. If it's called a living room, it should be lived in. No, don't sit on that.
Sorry.
No grape juice in here.
Sorry.
Like I said, relaxed.
Use the real yellow pages from Bell South.
ACC basketball is brought to you in part by your Carolina Jeep Eagle dealers. The slam cam. See if it was touched. This is Coda. Oh, I think it might have been touched. Take it off. Take it off the boards.
Well, Coda's 1 for 1 from 3, but the three-point shooting has been a disaster today. 3 for 13 at the half. There it is, the Captain Hook Award. Virginia 3 with 4, and probably their 3 best offensive players, and they've got to do it now with a bench that isn't deep. Jai with 3 for Carolina. I thought, did you say Jamison had 3? If he did, he did not make. Jamison has 3 as well.
Technical foul was huge. Carolina made 3 of the 4 free throws and then got the ball, made the bucket. 5-point swing there when Virginia had reeled them into 5. 56-43. Carolina ranked number 1 in the country, 16-0. Shot clock at 5. Watson's got to shoot it. Hits it. Oh, that ball had ice on it. He had to get it up.
Carolina came out of that timeout with a lot more intensity, and Virginia able to take control and run some time off that clock.
Carolina had been on a 15-7 run since the technical. Here's Jamison, and Nolan gets it back.
Jeff Jones going with 1 freshman guard on the floor at a time.
Cavaliers can pull it within 10.
Dersh is going to the 2-guard spot. You make a good point, though. How long can he keep Staples on the bench?
Back outside to Watson, left alone. And he hits it. 56-47 with 9:52 to play.
Watson with 2 in a row. And a child shall lead them. The veterans are over there in mothballs.
Jamal Williams had a notion. Now he passes down low to Jamison with the early release. Oh, he loves to do that.
Gets the ball right in front of you, and by the time you figure out you got a tough defensive assignment, it's over.
Carolina by 11. Nolan has an open jumper.
Well, that's a shot Norman Nolan's been hitting, too. Being able to back out of that post and face up and hit that 17-footer.
Okalaja take it to the bucket. And he's fouled. Fouls on Watson.
You know, there obviously is no alarm in the Tar Heel camp. I mean, they're still playing very matter-of-factly, very perfunctly, and they're trying to get a little more intensity in their defense, trying to get a little more offense off their defense. But it's just one of those days when they haven't been able to get in motion, and you got to credit Virginia with that. They've managed to keep the reins on the tempo, and struggled as they have with turnovers, the Heels really haven't been able to capitalize. Because this place, I'm telling you, Thursday night, Georgia Tech walked into just an avalanche and had no chance. And this crowd just loved it. And the expectations now are for performances like that. And sometimes that's tough to live up to every time.
Giant Carter come back in for Carolina. Changes also for UVA. 3 for 3 from the line today is Okalaja. You make a good point, though. North Carolina, no alarm. They've been in control the entire time, and even though it's been a closer ball game than many have thought, and never any panic, and certainly a lot of confidence displayed by the 16-0 Tar Heels.
Staples back in the game.
Here's Nolan, left alone on the baseline.
Well, Ducharme, Staples, and Nolan all in the game now. Jeff Jones at 8:40 and down 11 is saying, we're making our move now. Look for the Tar Heels to try to break down and dribble penetration, trying to draw some fouls or get clear access.
They call this on Jai, I believe.
But there's Carolina going right at Nolan, knowing he has 4.
That's 4 personal fouls on Jai now. Here's the pass inside to Nolan.
They were looking for Staples coming off the screen. Jai not really expecting that pass, and I think he thought he had some weak side help. I don't think Virginia's going to make a big deal out of going to Jai. I don't think they really care if he's in the game, but you better believe that Carolina's going to try and get that 5th one on Staples and on Nolan.
Well, Nolan and Staples both in the ball game. The Cavaliers can pull within 10 on this possession. Inside they go.
And Jai with 4 fouls punched his ticket.
Marcaccini, no. Ducharme.
This is where we get to the point with Carolina with their 6 starters and virtually, well, 7 if you count Haywood, but basically have not developed a bench. And Jai that time, instead of playing aggressively, thought about staying in the game.
Cavaliers have absolutely no turnovers in this half, and that's made the difference. Here's Jamison with the follow.
Well, we've seen him get it off the glass above the square all night. Why can't he pick it up off the floor and do the same thing? That guy is quick.
Well, he turns what looked to be a Tar Heel turnover into 2 points.
With quickness, you can do things like that.
Dirks.
Nobody in there helping Ducharme. And that's all right. If they get back and cut off the transition game.
Inside to go to Jamison. How special is he?
Well,
National Player of the Year candidate. He now has 20 points.
He always turns the same way. And Nolan, of course, with 4 fouls, can't play him aggressively as he'd like.
64-51, Carolina. Cavaliers turn it over. There he is again, and 1.
What a great pass by Okalaja. Oh, my. They double down on the post. Norman Nolan made the mistake of trying a cross-court pass, and the Tar Heels converted it into a classic transition hoop. Here's Shammond Williams under control. Nice pass. Almost a deflection from Okalaja. Slides it across to Jamison. 22 points, 9 boards. But number 13, Adamola Okalaja, he was unselfish, gave it up, and the crowd loved it.
Take another look at our Nations Bank ACC Salute to Excellence question. Who is the only ACC player to repeat as consensus National Player of the Year? And the answer is Virginia's Ralph Sampson. Player of the Year in 1981, 82, and
3. He was the answer last week. I guess they figure we have a limited recall, so they give us
They
easy
knew you were up on this, slow on the uptake. The CRS syndrome. Can't remember stuff.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I can only tell you this. As you get older, it gets worse.
Here's Jamison at the line.
Jeff Jones still alternating his freshman guard. Final hand back in. Watson down. Watson gave him a good effort there.
6:33 to play. Right now, it's all Tar Heels.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 6, Ed from Purchasing. At an early age, Ed gained an appreciation for low prices.
Yes, Edward. If you buy a whole lot of stuff, you can sell it for a whole lot less.
Good, Edward. Good.
High volume buying is how Ed keeps prices low for you.
No, that's zillion with a Z, not trillion with a T.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
I got great service at the dealership. Everyone was really friendly.
Your Carolina Ford dealer, dedicated to providing quality service you can depend on.
I traded in my Nissan for a Ranger. They really made it easy for me. Joe is the best salesman I've ever met.
And knowledge you can count on every day.
They really know their cars and trucks. I send my friends and family there, and they almost always drive away with a new Ford. As a teacher, I'd give them an A for effort.
All from the people you can trust. Your Carolina Ford dealer.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
67-51 Carolina with 6.5 minutes to play. Coming up at 4 o'clock, the ACC youth movement will continue as Wake Forest and Georgia Tech clash in Atlanta. The Thriller Dome will be rocking. Newcomers Robert O'Kelly and Deion Glover meet for the first time. So get set. 2 of the top ACC freshmen set to go head-to-head. Wake Forest and Georgia Tech today at 4. That's coming up next.
North Carolina State went in there at the opening game of the ACC season for both Georgia Tech and NC State and stole one from the Yellow Jackets. So Bobby Kremlin's crew very anxious to protect that home turf today.
Norman Nolan banks it in at 67-53.
Time, the main enemy now of Virginia. Tar Heels taking their time.
Norman Nolan had that technical foul called on him. Carolina, that was a 5-point swing. They made 3 or 4 free throws, got the ball back, and made another bucket, then went on a 15-7 run. The Wahoos hung around all day long. This foul is called on Jai, and that'll be 5. So he'll say so long for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, but if you're a Carolina fan, it must be very heartening to see Jai going out and Jameson coming in. Down inside, Jai with 4 fouls, really trying to get the overplay position. That pass well thrown, and Norman Nolan asserting himself with good position, goes to meet the pass. Again, he bobbled the ball going for the basket. We saw that several times early.
So Jai ends the day with 8 points. Nolan at the line. Ches Watson comes back in. Staples goes out for Virginia, and Nolan misses.
3rd time this year that Jai has fouled out. But of the starting 6, he is the most expendable.
Ed Coda's shot is blocked. Willie Durst goes down hard. It's blocked by Carter. The foul is called on Carter.
Willie Durst heard footsteps, and well he might. Coda gets rejected. That ball skyjacked, and Durst coming out on the dribble. He doesn't. Oh, he just didn't want to block it. He wanted to hit it up in the second tier.
And Durst makes the first one. So Colin Ducharme comes back into the ball game. Hunter goes out. Durst has another one coming. Still 5.5 minutes to play. Last touch by Okalaja, and Staples will check back in offensively. Inside to go to Nolan. He's had a tough time finding the handle all day.
Good pass by Deshawn.
You mentioned how quiet it is in here. You mentioned it sounds like a library. See, now I don't recognize that, but I would say it's more like a wine and cheese party, and I do understand that.
Oh, Sam Cassell laid that one on the Tar Heel fans.
Yeah, they weren't happy about that.
No, and for a while there, they raised the level, but this crowd's spoiled. They've seen nothing but good basketball for a long time. There's Donald Hand with the crossover coming over. Oh, Shaman Williams creates the foul, and that's a play that the Tar Heels don't need right now. To stop the clock, send the Cavaliers to the line with a chance to narrow the gap.
Oh, big rebound by Chris Hunter. Just take it back up strong. Boy, the freshman a little intimidated on there. This is Cota. Inside he goes to Jameson with a little running hook. He now has 25 points. Time running out on the Wahoos. Offensive call on Donald Hand, the freshman from Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah, but in the beginning of this game, Donald Hand was just really a facilitator, not looking to make any moves. So the experience of being in here now is being more assertive. That wasn't a bad move.
The Tar Heels beat Georgia Tech Thursday night, 96-75. Come back on a short week and play the Cavaliers here this afternoon. Trying to go to 17-0, 4-0 in the conference.
Well, they've won at Florida State and they've won at Clemson, so they've had two of their tougher road games are history.
And they go to Staples. Followed by Durst. So Willie Durst gets a bucket. Timeout Cavaliers. 4:02 to play. 69-56 Tar Heels. You know, there's been a lot of talk about the ACC becoming a two-team conference with Duke and North Carolina, and everybody else just a step behind them.
Tim, I think it's much too early to concede anything.
4:02 to play. Right now, it's all Tar Heels.
ACC fans have always been big on Food Lion's extra low prices and fresh quality produce.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Not to mention our easy in and out store layouts.
Clean up on aisle 6 and 7.
Designed to let you do your grocery shopping and get on with the rest of your life. Boy, tournament time is going to be wild around here.
Food Lion, extra low prices and more.
Everyone needs someone who will be there. Everyone needs someone on their side.
If your car or home is damaged, your Nationwide insurance agent will be there, making sure your property is repaired or replaced to your complete satisfaction, with no hassles. That's our Blue Ribbon Claims Guarantee.
Nationwide is on your side.
Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business.
Oh, that's right. You want to be an author.
You see what he does, Tyler? Just because I want to write.
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you use the internet. And all you got to do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it. Each one of these clubs has got to tell a story, right?
Jerry vigorously grasped the driver in his hands.
Of course, you don't have to do it, right now.
4:02 to play, 69-56 Tar Heels, and we were talking before the break about a two-team race. Of course, Maryland gets back into it today. They pick up a win down at Raleigh. Reynolds Coliseum against NC State still alive. Florida State very strong.
Bill Guthridge,
Clemson, of course.
Yeah, his team's playing real well, but he can look back to last year. He doesn't have to have a long memory to know that Duke went on a tear in January and February and just sort of planed out as they got to the ACC tournament and then the NCAA tournament. And Carolina, as we've already mentioned, a few seconds, a few points from being 0-4 starting the league, went on to win the ACC tournament and go to the Final Four. Just an awful lot of basketball to be played. And this Carolina team could change drastically with an ankle turn, an illness. There's just so much that can happen, and there really is a parity in this league. It's a one-player difference here and there. A lot of good hoops left, Timothy.
A lot of situation substitutions going on now as Staples checks back in. Under 4 minutes to play offensively after the turnover by the Tar Heels. Virginia's got to be looking for the shot now. They can't waste a whole lot of time. Here's Nolan. He'll take it in the paint, falling away, and hit the jumper. Cuts the lead to 11 with 3.5 to play.
Oh, when you press Cota, though, you sometimes create a monster. So good with the ball in traffic.
Back outside to Shammond Williams. Williams gets it back, and Nolan with the rebound.
You take it under 10 on this one. Staples has to take that shot.
He had it. Here's Dersh. You'd rather have Staples take it than Willie Dersh right now.
Your seniors are supposed to want those shots in that situation. Guthridge wants to talk about it. Not pleased at all.
I wonder if Curtis Staples' foot is bothering him more than he lets on. He mentioned that it really hurt him Wednesday night. But in warm-ups, he said it felt fine.
Well, if he's passing up shots like that under 3 minutes and down 11, he shouldn't be on the floor. That's what he's there for.
First time for Shammond Williams at the free throw line today, and he makes his first one.
He didn't go to the line against Georgia Tech, but he has a streak of now 21 straight.
How about this? 62%. Tar Heels shot 61% as a team in the first half the other night against Georgia Tech. Williams makes them both. North Carolina, one of 3 unbeaten clubs in the nation. Stanford and Utah being the other 2, and it looks like the Tar Heels will remain that way through the weekend. At least through the weekend. Back to Nolan for the roll-in. It's an 11-point game with 2.5 to play.
Cavaliers hanging around,
but running out of time. Carolina spreads the floor to melt a little clock. Foul called on Donald Hand. That's 5 on Hand.
Ed Cota having a marvelous year. He's actually had a few more assists last year, but this year he's cut down on the mistakes. He's averaging right at 3-to-1 on an assist turnover ratio, which is extraordinary. The record for the ACC goes to Muggsy Bogues at about 2.6. So you can see that he is performing at a career level record, and he is so important to this basketball team, to creating down inside for Carter and Jamison.
Ed Cota with 7 points today. And the sophomore from Brooklyn, New York adds another. He averages 10. And at the line, he's a 77% free throw shooter. That's pretty good.
Tar Heels in the preseason NIT next year. Plus playing a much improved Louisville team out in California in the Bay Area, the Pete Rule tournament. And the usual tough ACC schedule. So Guthridge again continuing the tradition of playing good people to get ready.
Last touch by Jamison, and Frank Scagliotta very emphatic about it. Bucky, what about the matchup with the ACC and the Big Ten?
Well, the Big East tried that, and then the Big East coaches called it off. I think it has a lot of merit. Anything that brings interest to college basketball, I wonder if the Big Ten really ought to think this through. If you look back at the success in the NCAA, it's clearly been dominated by the ACC. So I guess they feel like as long as they're being put down, they got nothing to lose.
27 points for Norman Nolan now with a minute and a half to play, though. It's still a 10-point Carolina lead.
Guthridge going to his bench with a 10-point lead and a minute and 26 seconds to go. The blue team of yesteryear.
5-second call against Carolina. Shammond Williams a little bit surprised by the 5-second call and the substitutions. 1:26 to play. Carolina by 10.
I'll tell you what.
Still a lot of time.
You betcha. You know, Bill Guthridge didn't give the bench more than 5 minutes in that rout against Georgia Tech. And Virginia gets a 3 here. You may see a scurry of those guys back in the game. I mean, none of them have sat down.
Well, there's your 3, and the lead is down to 7 with 1:19 to play.
This has not been a very exciting afternoon, and Bill Guthridge thought about making it so, and then he thought again. And here comes
Jamison is checking in. Okalaja checking in. Williams, Carter, and Cota ready to come back in the ballgame.
Bill Guthridge says, I'm going to build my bench minutes a little bit later. Boy, that a classic. Staples squaring up a shot he just passed up a moment ago in the corner. And this has just been a strange game. I mean, that has to be the quickest.
That was a strange substitution.
No,
that's got to be a record. And look, even the guys are laughing.
That was a 5-person cameo is what that was. They walked out, they played for 3 seconds, and they walked back.
They gave up a 3, and it's a 7-point game. Oh, off the hands of Williams, and now the foul call.
This place,
defense by Virginia.
This place really got quiet. A missed free throw here and another 3. And we're going to talk about Lockshaw for 21,000 people.
I think Bill Guthridge said, wait a minute, I got to rethink this.
Well, you know, 10 points in a minute and 20 seconds if you got the ball is one thing. But they had the ball. And
I was thinking the same thing you were.
Worst of all scenarios, they come down and nail a 3 and nail it quick. A lot of pressure now on the free throws.
Well, Okalaja has not missed today, and he's 5 for 5.
Yeah, he loves to do that, Johnson.
It's an 8-point lead.
A minute 17 with Nolan and Staples on the floor is enough time.
See? Didn't say anything and he missed.
I know.
Were you superstitious as a player? Or a coach?
Yes.
Staples has a look and hits the 3 with 1:07 to play. It's a 5-point game. This foul will be called on Watson. With 1:01 to play, Virginia's gotten it down to a 2-possession game. That's 4 personals on Watson. Lakota goes to the line. This game.
Nice fake by Staples. Okalaja running at him a bit out of control, but you got to think with Staples, I got to get there, take away that shot, hope he goes to the basket. He doesn't do that nearly as well.
This game has been strange, but it's Carolina's to win if they can win it at the line, and that's certainly what they've done this afternoon.
They're a 70% free throw shooting team. The key is to have the right guys up there shooting at this point.
1 minute to play. Staples didn't have a good look that time, and now the foul called at the other end. So Jamison will go to the line. It could have been the last bit of excitement here, but the Wahoos pulled it within 5 with a minute to play, and that got everybody's attention.
Well, again, we're putting a lot of confidence in the fact that Jamison has had a good free throw shooting day, and he's been hitting them. He was 13 for 16 at Georgia, 9 for 10 on a tough road win at Clemson.
Well, Bucky, and you mentioned that's probably the most improved part of his game. He came in with 78 of his 109 free throws, better than 72%.
After 2 years here, his free throw shooting and his field goal percentage were identical at 57, and he's paid his dues, and he is now a proven veteran and a guy you don't want to send to the line in this situation. 8 for 10 today.
26 points.
Get up, get up.
See, you just 45 seconds to play. Carolina by 8.
Staples can't foul.
Marcaccini can and does, and he picks up his second personal foul. Staples with 4. They want to keep in the game. Even with half a minute, they need some threes in a hurry.
Elijah, 65% free throw shooter. Five for 7 today. Needs this one. Real tough now.
77-68.
Doesn't have to be a 3, but it's got to be quick.
See the time remaining.
Elijah wisely jump switching off that high pick.
Willie Durst missed from in close. But this one's going to go into history books. Carolina will go to 17-0, 4-0 in the conference, still #1 in the nation. Cavaliers 8-6 will drop now to 8-7. And now Bill Guthridge makes the move at a safer time.
Says, okay, you guys out there, you want substitutions? I'll give you a substitution. He has a great sense of humor, and you can be sure he will be asked about the premature substitution of his.
Owens commits the foul on Staples, which stops the clock with just under 20 seconds. But Staples will be at the line shooting 3.
Absolutely. Now you know why coaches don't like to put guys in the game at the end of a game like that until it's absolutely put away, until they justify his confidence, which Guthridge says his reserves have not earned the right to play by his judgment. Though they've had many huge leads, he really hasn't been generous with bench time, and here they come again. It's like a hockey game. The lines change.
You know what? Some of the most exciting moves today. The crowd loves this.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Virginia can go away and say, hey, we made them substitute their best players inside of a minute twice. Well, it was a minute and 20 seconds, and then again at 20 seconds.
So Michael Brooker, Terrence Newby, Max Owens, Brad Frederick, and Brian Bernsticker, they go back out of the ball game, and the Carolina 5 come back in. 77-70.
Make the free throw.
Curtis Staples makes it a 6-point game.
Quick foul. Need a quick foul. No time off the clock.
Virginia brings in Peter McLaughlin, and McLaughlin now will probably be the designated fouler. There's a foul on Watson. That's 5 on Watson now. He'll go out of the ball game.
Jamon Williams at almost, well, he's over 88%. The play designed to get to your best free throw shooter, the guy you want on the line in that situation, and he did get the inbounds pass, forcing Virginia to send a bad percentage from their viewpoint to the line.
Well, when Virginia plays anytime, you expect a very hotly contested, defensive, at times sloppy game, ugly game. Did you expect when you walked in today to have a 77-71 game?
Nope, the Tar Heels didn't jump on them early. They had a team coming in here today that just lost to Liberty at home, had never won in this building, and coming off an absolutely incredible offensive performance on Thursday night. And they just never really got on track and hunted them down. And Virginia shot 29% in the first half, didn't do anything particularly well, had Nolan in foul trouble, Staples in foul trouble, and they hung around, and made a very gallant effort here.
Well, Reggie Epps, those are for you. Happy birthday, Shamon's brother. 79-71. Curtis trying to find a pick someplace. Here's Norman Nolan underneath, puts it back, 79-73. And the foul with 6.7 seconds left.
You know, it's interesting again. Virginia goes to Durham in December, plays the nation's #1 team, and loses by 43. They come in here back to North Carolina in January. They play the nation's #1 team and gave them their money's worth. This is going to be under 10, and I think that really surprises the basketball world.
Bucky, during the football season, of course, they moved #1 and 2, exchanged them several times, even without losses. Now, could a win like this by Carolina over Virginia, 80-73 or 81-73 if he makes this?
Well, probably not, because Virginia's still undefeated. Duke, which is in second place, has lost the game to Michigan, which hasn't had a sterling year. But, you know, Duke plays tonight at Florida State. In the RPI ratings, which the NCAA uses, Carolina is 1, Duke is 13, Florida State is 14. So that game tonight down there should be a honey.
The North Carolina Tar Heels go to 17-0, 4-0 in the Atlantic Coast Conference with an 81-73 win over the Cavaliers of Virginia. We'll be back and talk with the players and the coaches right after this.
You know what I'm doing? I'm applying for a loan. This is Nations Bank. Well, not this, but, you know. See, Nations Bank gives you tons of ways to do your banking. You can actually get a loan over the phone. Hello. Transfer funds, too. Oh, could you hold on a second? Thank you. And they have branches all over. ATMs? Just about everywhere. I can even stop by Nations Bank on the net. Oh, I'd show you, but I'd have to get up. Hi, I'm back.
The coming of age of the adolescent grizzly bear. A strange rite of passage where they cry out for their most primal, urgent need.
Heaven help us if they ever learn the Macarena.
Pepsi, Generation Next.
ACC Basketball was brought to you by Budweiser, by Advance Auto Parts, by Food Lion, by Pepsi, by Dodge, and by Nations Bank.
81-73 in Chapel Hill. North Carolina's record remains unblemished. Mike Hogwood with you now, and the Tar Heels have gone to 17-0. And no doubt when the new polls come out on Monday, they will still be the nation's #1 ranked college basketball team. But give Virginia some credit. They fought gallant and they fought hard and made this a game all the way through. Now time for our Food Lion most valuable players, and no doubt about North Carolina. Antoine Jamison, 26 points. Norman Nolan playing much of the second half with 4 fouls. Did a pretty good job inside for the Virginia Cavaliers, as he's done all season. He had 29 points. Norman Nolan for Virginia, the MVP, 29 points, as we said. Antoine Jamison, 26. Nolan with 8 rebounds today, so a good game of the inside players. Antoine Jamison and Norman Nolan, they are our Food Lion most valuable players of today's game. 81-73 the final. We'll be back to talk to some of the participants in a moment when we return to Chapel Hill.
Let's start with the brewmaster for just a moment. The brewmaster is the chef. That is the key brewmaster role, to understand the blending of his or her ingredients. Not only he or she tastes the beer every day, there's another person who tastes the beer every day, and that is me. The ability to have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients gives you Budweiser.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
81-73, the Tar Heels, as we said, remain unbeaten, defeating the Virginia Cavaliers today here in the Dean Smith Center. And now with Vince Carter, who had a certainly key role in today's game. Vince, it looked to me that Virginia really playing tough inside, but you guys rose up, especially there in the second.
Well, we know Norman Nolan's a very tough player, and he really works hard, so we really concentrating on that
but we also didn't want to give the other guys easy shots. And they played a great game, and they kept us on our toes the whole night.
You guys are undefeated, #1 in the country, but you say after every game, we still haven't played our best game yet. We're still not where we want to be. You still feel that way?
Yeah, that's by far wasn't a very good offensive game tonight, but I think we really played great defense, and they hit some tough shots, and Norman Nolan hit some tough shots inside, and we can do better, definitely.
This league is tough from top to bottom. Nobody's easy.
Yes, sir, you're right.
All right, that's Vince Carter. Let's go over to Bucky Waters now. Well, we're having a problem with Bucky Waters. He's trying to get wired up. He's got Antoine Jamison over with him. As we said, this was the Jamison and Carter show today. And Vince, I'll get you to get a comment about Antoine, your running mate there. He had a great game, and particularly that one point from the free throw line where he came out, really stepped. Both of you guys really made it from the free throw line, which is very, very important.
Well, I was really conscious of that. I haven't been hitting my free throws lately, and I was just trying to come in tonight and really contribute on the free throw line. And Antoine's been doing a great job with his free throws. He's been working hard for 2.5 years now, and he's really coming through. So he knows it, and I was really challenging him tonight. We're going to see who can get more rebounds and play harder tonight.
You guys look like you're having a great time anyway.
We really are.
Well, these guys are having fun playing with each other, and they're having fun being on this team. And now Antoine is with Bucky Waters.
I told Antoine I was going to take him in the post, and I was taking my jacket off. But anyway, he's had a big day. Antoine Jamison, 26 points, 10 boards, 9 for 12 from the floor. A very impressive 8 for 11 from the foul line. I made the point on the air that after your freshman and sophomore years, you were 57% from the floor, 57 from the foul line. Other than just a lot of hard work, what made that difference for you percentage-wise?
Just getting to the free throw line and being a lot more comfortable. Like you said, my first 2 years when I was on the free throw line, I wasn't as comfortable as always. But this year, I worked a lot during the summer, and it's been coming a routine for me. I mean, I'm really feeling comfortable out there on the free throw line, and as well as on the perimeter also. So I think that's probably the biggest thing so far.
Are you tempted to put up more shots from the perimeter? I mean, you've worked on that 18-footer. I mean, you are better out there, but you really don't get a chance to show it. Are you tempted to do that?
Not really. I mean, whatever Carolina needs for me to do, I'm going to do. And right now, they need for me to play inside. And, every once in a while, I will get a chance to shoot it from the outside and things like that. But my whole thing, I'm doing whatever it takes to help this team win. And so far, it's been successful. So if we're doing pretty good now, why stop it?
Coming off Thursday night, you guys are unbelievable. It was a great offensive show. Today, it never got going. Why?
Yeah. I have no idea. I mean, Virginia, they lost to Liberty, and we knew they was going to come out, and they gave it all. I mean, they gave us their best shot, and, for some reason, we just couldn't get it clicking like we did Thursday night. But our defensively, we definitely stepped up, and, that was the main key for us today.
Well, they only shot 27% at the half, and they were hanging around. They just kept hanging around.
Oh, yeah.
The defense just didn't have that intensity that you had against Georgia.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is, but, especially in the ACC play, we cannot have that. Mentally, we got to be ready to play where we're playing Wake Forest or Duke. Every game we got to be able to play night in and night out. So I think we took a step down in what we did Thursday night.
Well, you were throwing the ball behind your back against Georgia Tech, and you didn't have a chance to do that today. Don't know if you would have done that with Coach Smith.
You really don't know. Coach Smith is one of those guys who he lets go out there and play basketball, and Coach Gus is doing the same thing. But it's pretty much the same thing, and we're just out there having fun.
All right, Antoine, another fine performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim?
Antoine did a great job today, as you mentioned, 26 points, 10 rebounds. And if you look at the final statistics, you'll see the field goal percentage. There's a tremendous difference here. Also, the fact that Norman Nolan, who had a big day, was 11 of 20, while his shooting partner, Curtis Staples, was just 6 of 15. Turnovers, again, a big factor, although Virginia did much better. That was part of the reason they got to hang around so close all day, was the fact they only had 13 turnovers. They've been averaging almost 18 a game. Nolan had 29 points, 8 rebounds, while Curtis Staples did come on late, had 20 points. Dersh with 9, Duchamp with 8, and Watson with 4.